things, but today we're going to review the Dura-Dressing Tire Kit. I haven't used this product yet, but we're going to go over it. We're going to try it. I bought enough to do the Camry itself. If I'm happy with the results, I bought enough. I'm going to go ahead and do the Lamborghini as well. I'll probably have to buy more to do the truck, as those tires are large compared to these skinny little guys on this car and on the Camry. So we'll go over that process. First, I got to get the car cleaned up and we'll go from there. I've used several of the Dura-Coating products before. Actually started with some of their metal polishing stuff. You guys know, if you've seen the quads before I sold those, out there in the sand and the elements while they're polished. If you've seen under the hood of the Chevelle, check out that video. I've done definitely my fair share of metal polishing. Fell in love with their products, and I've again tried every metal polishing product, compound, you name it under the sun. Fell in love with that. I've also used some of their ceramic coatings. Once I did this full exterior work over on the Lamborghini, it was one of the first things I did when I got the car. Used their ceramic coating on it. Turned out amazing for an at-home DIY job. I definitely took my time with it. Couldn't be happier. So far I've been really pleased with their products. They certainly don't give the stuff away, but this is guaranteed not to sling. There's an entire cleaning process that we'll go through with this. So anyway, to cut this video a little bit short, let's go ahead and get to it. This is the Dura-Dressing Tire Kit by Dura-Coating Technology. Like I said, I've used their ceramic coating. I've used a few of their other products. Been super pleased with them so far. So this is what we're going to work with today. This stuff is supposed to be guaranteed to stand up to water, not to sling, not to discolor, turn brown. As you can see, their advertisements here on the box. So here's what you get when you buy their kit. You can buy the components individually or whatnot, but this is the complete kit. You get a scrub brush to prep with. They send a pair of gloves in here. So we've got a bottle of the cleaner. We've got a bottle of the dressing itself, an applicator for the tire dressing. It looks like the spray nozzle for the cleaner, and then we've got instructions. After briefly watching the Dura-Coatings videos as well as thoroughly reading the instructions, we've got some work cut out for us today. Cleaning, 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 and more cleaning. Kind of like the paint work on the car, the final product all comes down to your preparation and is in the details. They actually recommend from the instructions, we're probably gonna have to clean each wheel 4 or 5 times, get the tires cleaned up. Even new tires, they recommend cleaning 2 to 3 times. We want to get all the yellowing, the browning off of the tires, any previous dressing. Now granted, I haven't done any tire coating the last several times I've washed the car. I was trying to hope that stuff would wash off over the last several weeks before I went to do this. But even still, we're going to make sure we do thorough prep work and get these things going. I want the absolute best application possible. They say if it's not shining, you're not pleased with the product, it's most likely due to your prep work. So it's raining out there today. I don't want to pull the car out. It's all clean. I'm actually going to yank the wheels and tires off of the car to thoroughly clean even the underside of the tire. I want to get these things as clean as I possibly can and get them prepped as well as possible. And that's also going to give me an opportunity to clean and ceramic coat the back side of the wheel while I have them off the car. Yes, I am that OCD. So let's get started. So you got the 2 rear wheels pulled off the car. I'm just going to do a couple at a time here. As you guys can see, I get the gloves on like they recommend. They recommend just kind of spraying this into the brush as you go. We'll work our way around the tire. They recommend going circular motion, back and forth, follow the grooves in the tire. You want to get these things, like I said, as clean as possible. Kind of get this lip around here, so I'm just going to work my way around here and see what kind of gunk we get off of here. I guess they recommend doing it this way so that you don't have bunch of waste into the air. I gotta assume you're probably not supposed to be breathing this crap either. Probably one of the reasons not to atomize it. But wow, I thought these tires were relatively clean, but you know, look at the brown, the silicones and goo coming out of here. That's pretty impressive. Again, like I said, I got grooves going every which direction on this tire, so we're gonna do what we can to work our way around there and get them as clean as possible. Really want this stuff to show up and last as long as possible, adhere to the tire well. Like I said, I'm probably gonna have to do this 4 or 5 times roughly per tire. So yeah, I've definitely got my work cut out for me. So I'm gonna get to it. So finally, guys, you can see after scrubbing what feels like forever, I think I lost count at this point. It's like 6 or 7 times around the tire. I'm finally starting to get suds that appear a little more clean, a little more white in nature versus the brown and yellow. You can see the silicone and junks coming out of the tires before. We're finally, like I said, getting some white suds off of this. Unfortunately, like I said, I've been using a ton of different tire shines and things on these tires, so I know that they're just embedded with silicones and things like that, so I'm not surprised it's taking me a little more scrubbing to get these things clean. I'll go ahead and finish this, maybe give it one more good scrub for good measure, and then finally get started on the other 2. So here we are in the home stretch, guys. I believe this will be my final application after what feels like I've been scrubbing forever. This point is the final scrub on the final 2 tires, and we can get these things dried off back on the car and hopefully start getting the final product on there. Like I said, this may have been complete and absolute overkill. I've definitely got my workout in. I think I've scrubbed all these tires like 8 times at this point, but I know I had a lot of previous tire care products on these tires. Wanted to get it all off, make darn sure I got it off. If there's a problem with adhesion or with the product itself, I didn't want to hear, well, you didn't prep them properly. I believe I've gone above and beyond. So I'll get these finished up and we'll go from there. All right, guys, here we are, final step. Like I said, may have been complete and total overkill, mostly just to appease my OCD. Wheels are immaculately clean, front and rear. Scrub the tires at least 8 times. They're dry. They're as clean as they can possibly be. So now we're going to go ahead and start applying the final product. I got this little applicator pad that it came with. We'll use a little bit of this. It says you can apply no more than about 3 coats. It takes about 30 to 60 minutes to dry. About 24 hours to totally cure. So you put it on like any other product according to the instructions, any other tire care. We'll kind of just smear it on here and then we'll work it into all the nooks and crannies there as we go. And then once we're done, just kind of give it a light final pass all the way around the tire to kind of work it in. Don't allow it to puddle or pool in any one spot or location. Kind of work it into all the little grooves and whatnot in the tire. Like so, get on there real smooth. So we'll get this one coat on. I'll kind of let it dry a little bit, and we'll see what it looks like before I give it any more. I've got my tire jacked up off the ground so I can get under it here, get the edge real good. Make sure you, if you don't have it jacked up, that you be sure to move the vehicle a little bit so you get every square inch of that as you go around there. I'm just going to keep lightly working that all around, being careful not to get it onto the wheel. I do have a rag here handy. It says wipe it off right away if you get any on your wheel. So I'm just going to take my sweet time there and be real tedious with it so I don't have to clean that. I did get a tiny little bit on there, even still. So we'll just get that wiped off with a microfiber. Got a little bit heavy. couple little nooks and crannies there. Other than that, it looks pretty good. If I missed anything, maybe I can get it on the next pass, but yeah, we'll just kind of give it a final slight sweep. Make sure we don't have any puddles on the tire there. And that should be it, guys. Like I said, I'll let that dry a little bit. It says as it dries, the shine should start appearing. So we'll check back here in just a little bit and see what we got. Alright guys, so I got a first application on the tires all around the car. It's been on here about 35 minutes now in the garage. It's good and warm in here. Everything's dry to the touch. Definitely don't see anything on this tire that's going to sling off on the nice fresh paint work we've done up on it. I don't know, maybe I put it on a little bit light. I know it's hard to see in here, so I got a bright light on it here in the garage so we can see real good. I mean, it's definitely a nice clean tire. It's got more of a satin finish, I'd say, to it. I was hoping for a real high gloss sheen on here, get them good and shiny. Maybe I put it on a little bit too light, trying to avoid it puddling up at all. So it says I can give it up to 3 applications, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a second application, and then we'll let that one dry and see what that looks like. So here we are, second coat is on and dried at this point. Now she's starting to pop a little bit more. So I'm definitely going to go ahead, I'm going to give it that third real light coat. That one was a tad heavier than the first one. We'll go ahead and give it the third coat, and yeah, I think it'll be good. Then we'll see what that one looks like. Alright, so here we are with the third and final coat. Looks absolutely beautiful. I've got to say, this is by far the most labor-intensive tire coating, dressing, whatever you want to call it, that I have ever attempted to install. Only time will tell how it holds up. It's definitely it dry to the touch. There's nothing here that's going to sling off, so I'm super excited about that. How long it holds up will determine whether or not it was worth the hours and the labor involved. I know it's hard to see here in the garage and get a real good look. I'm definitely not going to get sunshine today. Weather is just terrible and not cooperating this weekend, but I would like to try and get it out in the daylight at least, if I can get a break in the clouds here, and I'll show you guys what it looks like in the daylight. And Lord willing, she's ready for the sunny weather whenever it decides to get here. Here she is, guys. Like I said, definitely not getting any sunshine. Squeezed in a tiny little break in the clouds here. Pull it out in the daylight so we can at least get a look at it. Definitely looks super clean, ready to go. Looks like in a few spots I left that just a tad heavier. There's some little milky spots. I don't know. It did not cure for 24 hours. We'll see if that goes away. I may have got it a tad heavy in spots. But overall, super pleased with the product. Like I said, time will tell how it holds up. Like $30, $40, whatever it was for the kit. I would definitely purchase it again. I have plenty left over. I'll show you guys in just a second. It's definitely more than enough to do the complete 3 application on this car, and I bet there's enough left over to do another car. I even purchased extra because I was going to do the Lamborghini as well once I get the wheels back from powder coat, as long as that turns out well. But so yeah, I'll definitely be doing those. I'll show you guys real quick. So yeah, that's how much left in the bottle. There's a ton. I bet you I could do definitely more than 2 cars tires that size. So I have plenty, given the extra kit I bought. So there you go, guys. That is my analysis of the Dura-Coating Technology Dura-Dressing Tire Kit. The key is definitely follow the instructions, be thorough to get the results that you are hoping to get. So anyway, hopefully you guys find this helpful. Like I said, I'll stay in touch. I'll check back with that after several months. We'll see how it's holding up. Hopefully this lasts the test of time, like it says, and will hold up to the water and the rain and everything else out here, and I don't have to do this again for a while. Thanks again for watching, guys. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more.